Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to another edition of NoDQ&A video right here on NoDQ.com, the YouTube channel, and NoDQ&A videos affiliate, ringsidenews.com. Got your questions here from spring.me/Aaron Rift regarding Raw, Elimination Chamber, and other topics. So let's get started with the first one today from Anti-PG Fan. Is Randy Orton going to lose to all five guys, then win the Chamber match when it counts? In all likelihood, that seems to be the most obvious finish for Elimination Chamber. It seems like WWE is going back to the same old storyline they've been doing for the past 2 months now, where the odds are against Randy Orton and it looks like he's going to lose, and then at the pay-per-view, he ends up winning. So unless WWE throws some sort of curveball or swerve, I think that Randy Orton will retain the title in Elimination Chamber and go on to WrestleMania. Now, I've talked about this in other videos. There's always the possibility WWE could change plans. Maybe Daniel Bryan will win the Chamber match and then face Batista at WrestleMania, or Randy Orton will get his rematch at WrestleMania and it'll be a triple threat. So anything's possible, but I think with the way the booking's going at this point, it looks like Randy Orton's going to win the match, but we'll have to wait and see. All right, this next one comes from Kayfabe Candy Ass. Do you think the reason why WWE didn't mention CM Punk on Raw was because they're confident he will return soon, or they are just lost for words and balls and hope the chance for him somehow disappear? Well, I think the fact that they did not acknowledge CM Punk at all, they didn't acknowledge the chance, they didn't say anything about him, I mean, that should tell you all you need to know right there about whether it's a work or not. You know, they're always all about plugging stuff that's trending on Twitter, and We Want Punk was trending, and WWE mentioned nothing. So it certainly looks like it's legit, and CM Punk is done for the time being. I'm sure WWE would love to work things out with him and have him back, and I'm sure they're hoping he'll be back, but it looks like they're preparing for life after CM Punk. They've removed him from the app. They've removed him from the intro at the beginning of the show. WWE's going to move forward now with or without CM Punk. But if he comes back, I'm sure they'll be welcoming him with open arms, because he is one of their top stars. And the fact that people are chanting and rebelling like this, I mean, he is a big deal to a lot of people. And some people feel that Punk shouldn't have walked out, but others feel that he was justified and that he is the voice of the voiceless, and he's one of the few guys that will speak his mind and step up to authority. We'll see what happens. Maybe CM Punk will have a change of heart. He has still, up to this point, remained silent. He has not said anything about why he left. So at this point, we just have to keep assuming that he was burned out and had to get away for a while. But hopefully cooler heads prevail. As a CM Punk fan, I hope he'll come back sooner than later. All right, next question here. Do you think Roman Reigns will turn on the Shield when they face the Wyatts, since typically heel versus heel matches are not big draws and don't generate much heat? The crowd will have their hero spotlighted with a Roman turn. I don't see Roman Reigns turning face until the group actually breaks up. But yeah, he is certainly being positioned to be a babyface once the group splits up. I think going in to Elimination Chamber, it will be heel versus heel. People are already cheering for Roman Reigns, so he's already kind of made the turn, but not officially. I think that we'll likely see some sort of miscommunication again. And I think it'll end up being Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins that turn on Roman Reigns, and that will be the official breakup as well as the official Roman Reigns face turn. So, I mean, that's what I think will happen. I think the match will be fine heat-wise. I think people will actually get behind the Shield in the match and cheer for them as the baby faces. That's what I'm expecting at this point. But, I think it'll be fine being a heel versus heel match. All right, this one comes from MMA Mike Zero. Hey Aaron, I must say I have no faith in WWE pushing Titus O'Neil if they are having him come out to the most generic themed music. But in all seriousness, how far could you see him getting pushed after WrestleMania 30? Well, that's the key right there, after WrestleMania 30. You know, Raw needed some filler this week, especially with Punk being gone and WWE not sure what direction they're going in, and John Cena not even being on the show due to an eye injury. So this was a chance for guys like Titus O'Neil to get the spotlight a little bit. But in a couple of weeks, once the WrestleMania build really gets going, I mean, he's going to quickly be forgotten about. When you have Brock Lesnar coming back and all the focus is on Undertaker and all those guys, you know, he's going to be pushed to the side. So, you know, as I mentioned in the previous video, I think it would have been better to hold off on the Titus push, but, you know, they're pulling the trigger now, and it could end up being a flop because WWE will just end up forgetting about it, or it'll get lost in the shuffle, and, you know, he'll be right back to just being another guy on the roster, and the push will be over. So, I mean, that is the concern. But, yeah, I'm not really a big fan of the theme music, but, you know, maybe it'll grow. We'll have to wait and see. All right, this one comes from Richie Gore 66. Hey, Aaron, what did you think of the Miz's shoot on Zack Ryder and Titus O'Neil? Do you think it was scripted or pure frustration? Well, if you think that it was pure frustration, then you were easily fooled. I mean, clearly it was a storyline. Definitely out of left field, though, something I was not expecting, and just very random. Miz coming out and, you know, insulting Zack Ryder and Titus O'Neil. You know, maybe the Miz is going to be the new CM Punk. Maybe they're going to have the Miz do a pipe bomb or something and try to get people behind him. I mean, who knows? I mean, certainly a bizarre segment, and not really sure what to make of it at this point. But, I mean, they got to do something with Miz because he has just been really lost in the shuffle. And this is a guy that at one point headlined WrestleMania and was WWE champion. So, you know, it would be interesting to see if they try to do something similar to CM Punk with The Miz. We'll see what they do with that. Or maybe they'll just drop it next week. I mean, that's very much a possibility as well. All right, this one comes from Extreme Fail. What do you think would happen if Batista would get injured or concussed before WrestleMania? Well, I think Vince McMahon would have a near heart attack if that happened. I mean, you already have John Cena with the eye injury and CM Punk leaving, and, you know, WWE's already under enough pressure right now to deliver a big WrestleMania. It's WrestleMania 30, and you know, Batista getting hurt, despite what people think about him, Batista or whatever, you know, the guy is a huge draw for WWE, and he's expected to be one of the top draws for WrestleMania. So if he was to get hurt, that would be very bad for WWE, and especially with everything else that's been going on. So, you know, some people think it would be a good thing if he got hurt, but, you know, he is a guy that is going to sell, he is going to sell tickets, pay-per-views, whatever. Well, maybe not pay-per-views anymore with the network, but, you know, he's a guy that will get people talking, and, you know, he is somebody they need for WrestleMania. You know, they need a couple of big marquee guys to headline the show and market the show with. All right, last question here today from the Jobbernator. Hey, Aaron, why didn't WWE follow up with Brock Lesnar crashing Raw last week by having him interfere in the main event and F5 both Bryan and Orton? Thanks. Well, the fact is WWE has already used up a lot of Brock Lesnar's dates. Keep in mind that he is on a limited schedule, and you know, they are now going to only use him for the WrestleMania build-up. He'll probably make a few more Raw appearances and then have the WrestleMania match, and then that'll be the last we see of him for a while. So, I mean, that's the way it is at this point. And it's certainly head-scratching why they would you know, tease him going for the world title, and then he just disappears again. And, you know, there has been the talk that maybe they'll change the WrestleMania card and have Brock face Batista, which I do think will happen. If not at WrestleMania, maybe the SummerSlam main event. But, you know, it's just weird that they would tease him going for the world title and not do anything with that, and just, you know, have Brock disappear from television again until it's time to build up to the WrestleMania match. So that was a little bit bizarre, but, I mean, you know, I guess plans change on a weekly basis, and maybe at one point they did think about doing something with Brock at Elimination Chamber and then change their minds about it. Alright, that'll do it for this edition of No DQ&A video. Thanks as always for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, youtube.com/NoDQCAW. Stay tuned to NoDQ.com for the very latest regarding CM Punk and what's going on with him and the latest Elimination Chamber news and rumors. With that being said, I'll see you guys next time for another edition of No DQ&A video.